Yeah, yours is fine.
Okay.
With the wonders of Windows 10.
Windows 10.
Dude, I almost cracked like 48 hours ago because all the little shit that doesn't come up on the radar because you're focusing on the big things like taxes and, I don't know, getting the fucking edits in for the book, huh? Am I right on that one, huh?
Yeah.
Who can write faster than people can read? This guy can.
Certainly more than I can read.
I just smile and don't think of what could be. I'm just so fucking happy right now. And then the piddly shit added up, and I just took a day off. I watched 2 movies.
Which one?
Father Goose. No, I'm sorry. I watched Father Goose at night. 3 movies, but by myself, I watched 2 movies. I'm like, that's it. Fuck it, because I was getting stressed.
GF not around, or?
Yeah, it was during the daytime. She has a job.
Okay. Yeah.
This is just me saying fuck it. And I watched Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood and Big Jake with what's his name? The other Western guy, John Wayne. Yeah. And they were all right. They weren't bad. And then the next day I woke up and there was 3 times the amount of work to do. It's just like, fuck.
Is it asshole consulting or is it part of the book?
No. This is small shit like paying property taxes, HOA, getting approval. I mean, that's just the house. Then there's taxes. Then there's like, okay, I got to edit this. Oh, you can't have that image on the book before we sell it and all that other stuff. Just this piddly shit that predominantly lies on other people.
It's rough.
Yeah. And it just, fuck. It was either, so yeah, I feel a little bit better today. But the day is coming, I think, where that house is going to be done. And I'll be like, no, GF, you're cooking food and we're not going out. So I don't have to work all the fucking time. And, yeah, it's just, I was angry and I backed myself away from the precipice. And then just Windows 10 shit, like, God, not kidding. No, would you like to have a day off, Chad?
Yeah, I can't have a day off for another 2 months.
Right. It is we all use the federal government or the state government and taxes as the example of you're making people at minimum waste 3 days of their time. We should have a sales tax. I don't care if it's a progressive sales tax. What the fuck are you requiring people to put all this documentation and prostrate themselves in front of the government? Like, here's how much I make. I think I could kind of prove. It's like, how about you just collect the money on fucking sales? Like, let Walmart do it. And then there's all these benefits that come with it. Like, how much money's coming in the coffers. So you don't have to like, oh my God, we got a shortage. We got to go get some funding. But nobody has to waste their time. But then when another entity like Google, hey, we've changed our layout for the 3rd fucking time in a year. What was wrong with it the previous 2 times? Oh, nothing. It's better. It's like, oh, did Punjab, who wants a big American boobie, say that?
Punjab.
And then Windows 10, Windows 7 is working fine. It's the B-52 bomber of the American Air Force. And no, and so now I had to like reinstall a bunch of drivers. My video editing software no longer works. Like, it doesn't recognize. Because, Chad, do you remember MPG files?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you think they're still in use?
I don't think so. I mean,
not if you got Windows 10, it ain't anymore. So, like, my this wonderful camcorder everyone's giving me shit about, this records an MPG.
Yeah?
I can't use this anymore, which I know is an ecstatic feeling for many people today with my 780 DP. What the hell is this thing? I don't know what it is. But now I got to figure a workaround for this. And then the audio is coming in too loud. So basically it took a full day of labor for me to fucking up all the computers. I kept one as a backup for exactly this fucking case because I knew shit was going to go wrong. Hasn't 10 been out for a while?
Yeah, it's been out for a good while.
So maybe it should be like streamlined a little bit and they'd have MPG files working.
Oh, I don't know if that'll keep the boys abroad
I know.
employed.
I don't want to be American boobies. What the fuck's going on? How are you? I hope you're in a better mood than me.
I'm okay. I mean, you heard me kind of bitch about this yesterday. Why is it so hard for people to follow instructions? Like, is it really so hard to take an extra 30 seconds to do what I'm asking people to do? What's so hard about that?
I think people do a lot of compartmentalized thinking, like answer here, this person has, they skim it. They skim your request. They don't go through the details in the actual verbal language of the sentence. And it's like, okay, yeah, I see what his point is there. And I'm very guilty of this when I read through my own writing. I'm like, yeah, that's the point I was trying to make. It's like, no, dipshit, Clary. You're not trying to get the point you make. You already know what the point is you made. You're looking for typos and mistakes. And so there are errors rife within it. So I think people do this node thinking where it's like, oh, yeah, that's what he's trying to say. Yeah, I'll get it to him. They just think taxes. They don't think, oh, only corporate taxes. And so that's where the detail is lost. So instead of going through instructions like a computer does code, people's brain patterns or whatever you want to call it, it fills in. Like when you read, you don't read every individual letter. You actually just look at the pattern on the top, and your brain fills in the rest. So I think that's what it is. I don't think it's malicious. I just think it's people who aren't accountants.
Yeah, they're not doing it to piss me off. It's just it would make life so much easier for me and them if they would follow my instructions. I mean, I can get it done quicker if you don't.
And cheaper.
Yeah, and cheaper, because it'll take me less time to do it.
I got a guy in Arkansas just sent me an email request over at Asshole Consulting, and he's got a damn fine business that he makes. I don't want to say what it is because he hasn't agreed to pay, and I don't know what he wants known or not. But he's a he's a skilled tradesman, and he wants to expand his business. Now, guess what that requires?
I'm gonna guess it requires other people to help him do it. Yeah,
I mean, he's like, I can't find good people. I'm like, yeah,
there are none.
There are none. There are no good people. The best you can hope for is somebody that specialized or focused or ended up being pigeonholed into a realm of a specialty, which default happens by its own. You know, somebody goes works cash register, somebody's an accountant, somebody's a surgeon, whatever. Take them out of that field, man. They're fucked. They're just.
I got a little quiz for you.
I like quizzes. Boy, I'm good at quizzes. All right, as long as it's not English or reading, I'm good at them.
I want you to break your guesses. I want your guesses at the breakdown of my job. It's supposed to be, 90 to 95% actual tax prep and planning analysis, and then 5 to 10 is, administrative things like
communication, whatever.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think it actually is?
Oh, it's maybe half actual tax work and the other half is communications, because either you're initially communicating or somebody fucked up or there's missing information. Yes, at most half your time is actually doing taxes.
Yes. And the reason it's so bad is because, I'm not asking them to reinvent the wheel. I'm just saying you do this, you do that. Only send it to me when you have everything. It'll go in this. It's just, dude, I'm coming around to your thinking about how people they can't get it right. They just can't.
Well, if you ever look at my responses that come from Asshole Consulting, they're all pretty standard template, but they are very precisely chosen words. And not only because the instructions are in there, but I capitalize the same words all the time. I highlight, I bold. And the reason why is because I know the human brain is going to skip over that part. They're going to see the link and immediately, oh, that's where I pay. Corresponding payment. Also capital. Let me know which one you wanted and when you make the payment. You have to handhold people and channel them into very narrow, precise tasks. Otherwise, the system won't work.
I'm a babysitter. Did you even read that email? Or I sent 2 emails at the beginning of the season where I'm like, this is how I want you to do it. And if you're a corporate filer, follow these instructions. It's okay if you didn't, because I don't think anyone really read them.
I didn't. But because I didn't. Well, I have you on the phone all the time, and I did it last year, so I didn't. I was kind of like, oh, this is just the mass email he sent out.
So why is it that people that I've done it for several years still have trouble with this? Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, did you have a conversation with them?
I've sent some admonishing emails just earlier today. Actually, I'm like, hey, don't you remember that we separate everything and you don't just email me one document at a time? You remember you're not supposed to do that, right? Like, oh yeah,
You're not mission critical in their eyes is what I think it is. You're like the dentist, like a twice a year, once a year thing. And oh yeah, okay, whatever.
I mean, I understand,
Yeah.
I do, but this is their money, their finances.
Are you charging more?
I am now charging more.
Good.
People who do this. Now, am I telling them that? No, because if you're making my life harder and you won't even follow my instructions, then you're gonna have to pay for that.
Yes.
See, I'm becoming an asshole.
You're slowly becoming. I'm very proud of you. You even lost faith in it. See, were we right? Wasn't our jadedness and our cynicism proven correct about the girl?
Yes.
Yes.
I wish I could talk about that.
I wish you could too, but we could just generally say your tall girl is no more. Could we just say that?
We can say that, and we can also say that what I suspected about her, but never really wanted to talk about or ask. Oh, I was dead on. I was dead fucking on.
Was it for a reason that we kind of could have all predicted, or was one of the top main reasons it was going to happen or not happen, I guess we shall say?
As soon as I got to talking about certain subjects with her that I deliberately ignored, it became apparent that this is a no-go.
There's nothing wrong with living like, dude, you need a break. You need to just have that little bit of hope, that little bit of porn in your mind. Like, oh yeah, this is fun. And it's not even like porn. We're talking like, hey, she's a nice lady who X, Y, and Z. And maybe she isn't a student loan indebted feminist or anything like that. And now you're just kind of like, and that once you've had yourself the little la la land, and you got to get back to work, you got to get back to the real world. And we're like, oh yeah, okay. Well,
I just wish you could have been a fly on the wall, when these discussions were taking place on Saturday.
Would it have surprised me? I mean, it would have been,
no.
Yeah, it would have been the same old, right?
It would have disgusted you, actually.
Okay, it would have discussed. Maybe she was more of a variety of problem X than I thought, but
yeah.
It's sad, and here's the reason why this is sad. I do actually feel bad for these women, but men as well, is when you are so utterly reliable and predictable that a dipshit guy on the internet who happens to be a buddy of a guy you're dating can predict it happening months in advance. What does that say about you as an individual?
That you don't have any independent thoughts.
Right.
Like you're just...
And what it really means is that there's no humans. I mean, I know she's biologically a human. I know she probably has had an independent thought about the color blue. But when it comes to big life important issues, we are mass producing these automatons out of school, out of college, even quasi in their career, that you're not unique. You're not, I mean, the woman has no more interestingness than this camcorder. Even this camcorder, I'm sure, employs some amazing optics technology I'm unaware of, but these matches are just as independent. I mean, it's just, and so how can you get excited about not only your fellow human, but other people in general? They can't follow instructions, Chad. And even one that you're like, wow, here's a gal that's pretty. Now, one thing that was open-minded, she did date a shorter guy. We got to give her that much, right?
Sure.
And then you're happy about that, like, hey, this is potential. And independent thinking, no, no,
dude, it was just. I mean, it was like it's like you went bowling and she started to metaphorically, knock down pins, and she kept knocking down more and more pins until I'm just like, no more. we are the wrong.
Well, that's how that's. And did you see that tweet by some gal who, all I wanted to be was a stay-at-home mom raising babies. And then why am I in student loan debt, working for a job that I don't like? And the day might come that your I hate to say ex, but the girl you dated a little bit.
Yeah.
She might come to that epiphany. Maybe never. She'll just be confused forever. I think you guys will like the spinster chapter of the book I wrote, but will be published by somebody else. I don't think he's changing that part. But it, I find it just a tragedy, a real tragedy, that out of 160 million American women, or, let's just say the 50 million that are within your dating range, all of them are just brainwashed to be no more interesting or no more complex than than this smartphone. And then even this, I hate to say it, the smartphone employs technology, then a business card. You know, it's, you could be what value do you bring to the table if you're not interesting or unique? If you're just like everybody else and you're going to say the same shit, and of all this, we're strong, independent, we think of our brains. It's like, why don't you use your brains and actually think differently? Why don't you come up with an opinion that's different? And it's not. There may as well be nothing up here, because they are robots. They're operating from a program. They're going to do their career. They're going to do this thing. They're going to spout this politics. They're going to vote that way. They're going to spend that kind of money. And you can't, I don't know how you fall in love with something like that.
Right? I mean, it's like, you know, when something just smells like shit, and then you're just kind of like, nope.
Hey, look, at least this one wasn't calling cops on you and getting her dad to try and trap you. Okay. This one, it sounded like maybe the heart was in the right place. And I still found it cool she dated short guys. That's kind of cool. She
did. Now, I'm not going to go into this, and I didn't do anything wrong or mean, but she did block me on all social media because of, I can't say why. Yeah, I don't think I should say it. I'll tell you.
Well, tell me afterwards. Jesus. Okay. Maybe she isn't so strong and independent.
But I mean, I just want to tell people, I literally did absolutely nothing, and then, you know, block. So
there you go. No, I'm sorry, Chad, but it gets to the point you don't have the energy, because here's what's going to happen, boys. You're going to start off the gates with a lot of fuel in those tanks, a lot of fuel, and you're going to blast through the atmosphere, but you will run out of fuel. You will get tired. Over the decades, you will run out. You won't have the energy. And then you're going to have so little energy left, and patience, I guess, is a better word. Patience. Like and there's now opportunity cost. You get to be old farts like me and Chad, practical boomers. I mean, we're effectively honorary boomers, aren't we?
Well, I'm just glad we're not millennials, you know?
Well, that's very glad about that too. But all of a sudden there's opportunity cost. Like, there's a cost to your time. Like, you could do something else. And now Tiddlywinks is all pissed off because you guys went bowling, and I don't know what it was that caused it this time, but this middle school bullshit, you don't have the time for it. And it saps you of what little energy you have. So what is a very good position to get to is to just totally get rid of your expectations. Just to limit. I mean, just expect what's going to happen. And then if it goes the other way, be very excited it went that other way.
So, you know, obviously I'm doing nothing but work for the next 2 months and 1 week.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm committed to having just slightly more of a balanced life during this time. I want to see if it's possible. The thing is, you got to be pretty awesome in order for me to stretch my schedule like that. And when you start using the word misogyny over and over again, then I got enough for you.
I don't know about you, man. I loved it when women talked about the misogynies.
Misogyny.
The misogynies.
God,
I love it when, man, nothing turns me on more than politics and misogynies.
I learned something, just a few days ago, or I didn't know, but guess what I was informed. Get this.
I don't know. You have institutional privilege. No, you have, what do they call it? Unconscious institutional race, something. You have original sin that you're unaware of.
Do you know why Hillary Clinton did not win the 2016 election?
I was going to say the Electoral College, but is there a different reason?
Misogyny. It's all about misogyny.
That's it. It was just people the misogynies.
Yeah, I said I find her terrible and obnoxious, and that meant I was a misogynist. That's all it meant. So it's my fault. My fault that she didn't get elected.
It could just have been she was a grade A bitch that nobody liked.
See, could
it be that she stole the fucking primary for Bernie Sanders? Could that be anything?
I said all these things and, softer argument and everything. Nope. Misogyny. So there you go.
All right. I hope she has fun with her cats. I hope
she has a dog, but
same thing, same difference.
Yeah. And her life, I'm not actually criticizing this, but man, her life kind of revolved around taking care of that dog. But that's okay. I'm not.
Well, dogs do take requirement. Yeah. They're no light obligation.
Yeah, they're not.
At least she takes care of it. At least she does take care of it. That's a good thing.
Full credit for that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just okay. Have fun. Have fun. I'm going to be really curious about If you guys want to take a bet, but it's not too big of a bet, you go into industries that are vital to the egg freezing industry. I don't know what chemicals they use, or if BASF makes those chemicals, or if there's a particular type of plastic that goes into the test tubes. Whatever it is that's mission critical to freezing eggs, you boys would not be too unlogical to maybe toss a couple bucks you could lose into those industries, like an egg freezing industry mutual fund or something like that. By God, I said, they're not human. It's just so sad. They're not human. It's all what they've been programmed. That's it.
And I have to put this on record first. I simply did not vote in the 2016 presidential election. You can criticize me for that. That's fine. But I just
you didn't even vote.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Go
like still misogynies.
Yeah. When I informed that I didn't do that, like I'm the enemy apparently for not voting. It's ridiculous.
Even though you didn't even vote for Trump, and
it's my fault, dude. It's my fault. Did you know?
I know it's your fault. What, this good economy going on? I mean, it's not the greatest economy, but it.
Oh, we didn't even get that far. We were
I know. Yeah, you're probably by that time you're like, hey, look, wow, I got a thing.
I got more for you, but when we get offline.
When we get off, all right. Let's go through the podcast or the sponsor. Let's go through the super chats.
All right. The bearded nemophilist for $5. Cappy and Chadwick. Hello, Aaron. My friend Jamie did my avatar check. Check him out on the Punksthetic YouTube channel. He does great work if you like his style.
He does do good work. I like that avatar. That's real. He's like RJ. You know, there's a little bit more effort than. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. That's so Punksthetic YouTube channel.
Like the glasses. That's cool. And then so for $2, this is his next one, and I have a question after this. Chad looks like a real boy now with that beard. I just want whoever's listening, if you're up for giving me an opinion. Should I sort of keep this thing, or do you think it's better if I get rid of it? I genuinely would like to know.
I thought you just had it for the girl to make her happy.
That's part of why, and now I don't have to make her happy anymore. So now I'm curious, and I just want to see what everyone else thinks.
Well, do you like it?
So, I like it, but at the same time, it's sort of a pain because you gotta, shave here and make sure it's not sticking out. Yeah. And I don't know, that's a bit of a pain, but I want to see.
I thought that's what all the cool kids like Seth Rogen were doing, was just growing this big, bushy ass, ugly beard. And, do you have to put wax or something in it, or cream?
No, I'm looking at a couple people said keep it, and then a couple others said shave it. I don't know. We'll see.
It's up to you. I would shave it.
Shave it.
Because you did it for her. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, if you're really lazy, you don't want to shave it, don't. You're not going to go find no tail.
Well, Well, I mean, one positive, I'm sure you know this, like it does help in the winter, when it's windy outside. But yeah, somebody said it doesn't look good. And then a half hour later, somebody said, well, it makes your face fill out a little bit, which is good. So I don't know.
Okay, here's the problem. It's like women in the movies now. It's been ruined forever. I look at it, like, Chad's got a pretty full beard. In 1987, that would have been a full beard. Okay, now you know what it is?
What?
Millennial douchebag. Shave that fucking shit off. That's what I would. Yeah. I mean, you look like a hipster.
I don't want to be a hipster.
Yeah, well then don't get rid of that fucking shit. I mean, it's
crazy in the it's seriously like an even split in the comments. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, it doesn't look bad. When I look at it, I'm like millennial hipster douche. That's what I look at. And
like somebody in here, Maxwell says, I'm bi/gay. I'm telling you, I would never hit on you with that beard. So that's
the gay guys like their clean boy toys. That I do know, hanging out with my buddy Con and hanging out in the gay community as I did. They like the clean shaven.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, they're hey, you got to hand it to the gay guys, man. They keep their bodies in shape. They are always working out and grooming very well. It's sad when gay guys are more masculine than your average straight guys.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. These are good comments. Like later on, I'll read through what you guys said just to see what you think. So that was all.
Keep going. We got them up on the nonstop Dre.
Nonstop
But why do I
Dre.
have you here? What? For your beard? Hell
For my
no.
beard and for stories about misogyny.
I love the stories because it's just like, it's not me who's suffering. It's just like, oh, it's your
I
Chad.
wasn't suffering either. Nonstop Dre for $2. Morning, gents. Word of the day: stoicism. I like that. I like stoicism. Yeah.
Word of the day. Yeah.
And then
Let
Dre.
let me ask you this. Drawing from Dre's comment there, was this letdown less painful than letdowns in pasts?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Right. Because your expectations were tempered, correct?
And I wasn't super emotionally invested or anything.
So. Right. But you were guarded. We said, hey, we've seen this happen before. And because I remember, and I'm sure you remember when you were younger, there'd be this girl and she was really cool and she was hot and she liked you and you get all excited and then she was gone. Or, I went back with my ex-boyfriend or whatever like that. It saves you building up the expectations and then crushed later on. So I think if you can use, everybody who's watching this can view this as an example, a lesson on like, look, you don't have to go through the shoe is always going to drop. The other shoe is always going to drop. There's always going to be a drawback. There's going to be something fucked up and wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get your emotions. Don't get your expectations. Don't even get your hope built up into it. Just play it even until she proves it. Then get invested. But I think you did this admirably. I think this is a textbook example of how.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, seriously, I mean, think about it. You're not like, oh man, I need a day off. There'd be days like you're like, oh. I mean, your job would be really down. And now it's just like, yep, that's what happened. And you just keep on chugging along.
I was a little bit down about it for one day, and then I woke up the next morning and felt fine.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, it happens. Let's
see what else we got.
Nonstop Dre again.
Good, Chad. Starting to get it. Just give up hope. I would say you're wrong, but you're not wrong.
Isn't Dre like 22 or something? He's just a kid.
Yeah, he's getting it early too.
Way ahead. Oh, here's Rodrigo with his Brazilian reals.
Let's check the exchange rate on that again. 16. Cappy, $1 equals $4 Brazilian money. Okay, so we got $4 here.
We got $4. Okay, thanks, Rodrigo.
Last time you mixed it up with South Africa money and yelled at me for giving you peanuts. Haha. If you could reform, this is a good question. If you could reform public high school in the U.S., what would you do?
I'd go to a certification system. I would. By the time you enter high school, you are 14, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can watch over yourself, right? You don't need teachers to watch over you, right?
Sure.
I give every kid an option. You can study on YouTube, take these tests online. Here's your certifications. You pass your test, you get yourself a high school diploma. Like, here's the standardized tests. If you pass them, you get your diploma. I don't care if you study for 6 months as a 14-year-old and at 14 and a half, you graduate from high school. You just got to pass these tests and these things. I mean, it would be arduous. It wouldn't just be like this, 100 question, multiple choice test. But it would be like, nope, you can teach yourself however you want. You must study these things. Here's the outline. Here's books. Here's material. We are not having any fucking buildings with fucking teachers or fucking buses or the fucking infrastructure or the admin or the counselors or the teachers or the therapist. Nope. Here, stay at home, study. There'll be public. I would even maybe make public money available for sports ball. Like kids, like if kids want to play high school age hockey or football or whatever, I'd be okay. I'd be like, all right. I think there's a little bit of purists would disagree with me on that. They could form their own leagues. Yes, I suppose they could, but with the literally $600 billion a year we'd save, I think we could afford a sports arena or two. I'm talking, high school size. We're not talking, the United Center or anything. But yeah, I would just, it'd be all self-certification. Like, okay, you got out of middle school. You're old enough to take care of your house and not burn down the house. I don't care where you're studying. If you're at the coffee store, you're at home, you pass these tests. You got to pass all these tests. And when you pass those tests, you'll graduate with a high school diploma. And then you can apply for college if college would even exist when I'm king.
I have a much more micro approach with this, and I'm sure you've talked about. That's
pretty micro. Before. I just got rid of all the buildings and teachers.
Well, I was thinking, why do we not teach kids when they're 15, 16, 17 about like financial responsibility, budgeting, and taxes. Like, why can't we just have a course that goes through these? They should know this stuff.
Chad. There's
Yeah.
two main reasons. Okay. You can figure this out. One is practical. Another is political. What's the practical reason we don't teach kids taxes or budgeting or savings in high school or middle school?
It's probably because they're not actually earning their own money. You know, they're still up there. No.
Who's teaching them?
I see. People who
Our
can't even
lowest
do that.
IQ of all college graduates are teaching them.
People who can't even do it themselves.
People who can't, yeah.
I majored in education. Oh my goodness, why can't money just fall from the...
You think those idiots know what an IRA is?
No,
what
no.
a Roth versus a traditional is? You think they have any clue? All right, that's one main reason personal finance is not taught in the schools, because teachers are fucking morons. And I do mean that. Most of you teachers are fucking morons. But don't feel bad. Most of the population is fucking morons when it comes to finances. That's why everybody's up shit creek and you all want a few percentage who actually produce shit and spend less than we make to bail you out because you're a bunch of parasitic fucks. So fuck you, teachers. You don't know how to teach personal finance because I guarantee you, Chad, if we audited their tax returns and their personal balance sheets, you think there'd be like, what percent would have a positive net worth?
Well, judging by my clients, less than 10%.
Yeah,
I mean, less than teachers. Yeah,
less than 10%. And you take out their house that just magically went up in value. How many of them are on track to retire at the age of 65? How many? They don't know how to save money. They're teachers. They couldn't do. That's why they taught. They don't live in the real world. They live in la la land. Okay.
What gets me is like a lot of them. Why do you have so much student loan debt to be a teacher? And I'm not even criticizing teachers. I just don't understand why you would accrue that debt and you're not going to make a lot of money.
Had you read my book and edited it as if you were a good friend, as opposed to the mere average friend you are now with parents who like take care of me, you would have gotten to the chapter where this is one of the evolutions or the epiphanies I realized. Kids no longer go to school. Like, I figured out why kids go to school, college, even though it's a horrible, you could put a price tag of $1 million, they'll still go. And the reason why it's prestige, it's status, it's to have the college experience. That's what kids are really going for. And parents are pushing their kids to go there because the parents are also fucking losers who are fucking nobodies with zero of net worth in their finances. And so they got to live vicariously through their children. So the veneer of the assumption of college, you're going there to get educated, is bullshit. It doesn't matter. And if you could go to a more prestigious liberal arts college tucked away in some mountain somewhere, well, even more better, so... these kids, the teachers, they'll go to some private liberal arts college, get an undergrad in a worthless liberal arts degree, but then you have to go get your teaching certificate, which is another year in some states.
They have to get a master's.
Yeah, think about it. You need a fucking master's to teach the fucking third grade.
Like, I'm going to say, I think it's kind of ridiculous that if you're a student and you want to be a CPA, you have to stay another year to get enough accounting hours. But at least if you're a CPA, you have the potential to make very good money, depending on where you're going. And
you're not parasiting off of the taxpayer.
No, not typically.
People willingly pay you. You're not putting a gun saying, if you don't pay these property taxes, we're going to put you in jail. We got to employ some worthless 23-year-old child, doesn't know jack fuck all shit about the rules, into hating you and believing socialism is great. That's what we got. That's what it is. So that's one reason they don't teach finance in school. They can't. What's another reason? This is the political reason.
Political reason. So teachers are liberal, right? For the most part, we know that. Is it because they don't want the students to know this type of information, so they become parasites, or what do you think?
Yes, if they're protecting future Democrat voters.
Oh, yeah.
If any kid ever bothered to look up the federal budget, they'd shit their pants how much is pissed away on the poor. They'd be like, what do you mean we spend twice as much on the poor as we do the military? It's like, well, it's right there. Well, then look at the state and local budgets too. What do you mean we spend twice on the poor as we do police and state troopers? It's right there. So they don't want these kids looking up budgets or being able to read financial statements. And they don't want these kids to be able to say, wait, I thought I was paid 40 grand. How come I'm only going home with 27,000? Like, well, because you pay a third in taxes you did. They don't want these, and they don't want these kids to ever, because here's another thing. If you do the math on you got to save money, what do you for retirement, what are you not going to do?
Well, I mean, you're not going to like go and blow it all the time if you need to save for retirement. But I mean, they're probably not even thinking about that at, 17, 16.
But that doesn't matter. We should still teach a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old about personal budgeting and finances. And retirement planning. Absolutely should.
I wish I could walk into a public school, a high school. I'll go after school ends.
They won't. They will not let you in.
Ridiculous.
They will not let you in. You could maybe do community ed, but but you can't walk into the school. You need permission. They're going to look you up, and they're going to find out that you also advocate frugality and fiscal discipline. Forget being even a Republican or a libertarian or whatever
responsibility
you are.
Is all I'm
yeah, once you start spewing, well, here's the taxes. Cat's out of the bag. Someone high up enough, like a principal or their their state government agent who's in there trying to keep an eye. The Soviets always had some kind of government agent that would keep tabs on things. Would be undercover. And if all of a sudden some teachers started talking about, let's look at the federal budget, you'd be out. They'd be like, oh, Mr. Elkins, well, thank you for your time, but we're not going to be able to do this anymore. And so that's what I do. I would just bypass it with the internet. I bypass all of education. What, you think teachers are better than YouTube?
No.
Bullshit. But teachers aren't better than you. You don't have to get up. You don't have to ride the bus. You don't have to deal with these lousy ass fucking shitty ass children with their shitty ass parents who didn't raise them right. You could go your own pace. You can go your own speed. Let's say you got a little reading problem or you're not as smart. That's all right. Take your time, man. And by the way, here's an extra 3 hours every day. You don't have to fucking dick around on the bus, walking back. Hey, take your time. All right. Do you need a little bit of help? Maybe you go get a free tour. Hey, your parents just saved $6,000 a year not having to pay property taxes. They could shell out a couple $1,000 for a tutor. Maybe your brother helped you. Here's a crazy idea. Maybe your parents help you out with your homework. Oh, no.
But I have seen a trend towards homeschooling. It seems so. That's good, right?
It is good, but it's nowhere near the amount. Too many people rely on the public schools as a babysitting mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is. Because no one wants that. That was another horribly, cripplingly depressing thing. I drew a conclusion about this book. Is parents just really don't love their kids. They really don't. They really love their career way more than their children. And so it's until that happens, until fucking Bipsy with her master's degree in bullshit studies realizes her child she brought into the world is more important than her fucking make-work government welfare job career at the Department of Social Services. Till she decides to love her children more than fucking bums on the street. This is a moot and academic discussion. It's not going to happen. No, because we could say the government can do everything and should do everything, but if parents started loving their kids more, then the government wouldn't have a say. Parents would be pulling their kids out of the public schools. Like teachers, you know what they do with their kids?
Do they put them in private schools?
They put them in private schools.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that more than once from clients. Yeah, that's interesting. Cynic for $2. I'm taking my AWS Cloud Practitioner exam tomorrow. Do you know what AWS is?
It's I don't know what AWS is, but Cloud Practitioner. I know it's cybersecurity, IT, like everything's stored up on the cloud, and I'm sure the AWS is some certification to make sure he does it right and that the data is kept private and no one can hack it, that kind of thing. So good luck there, Cynic. Hope you do well.
Yeah. We got Dre again. $2. Women are independent-minded and college educated. Well, they're certainly good college educated.
Here's one to talk about. You hear about these white women paying black women to tell them they're racist over dinner?
No.
Oh,
really?
God. Well,
this
is recent, but let's keep in mind here a couple things. One, it comes from The Guardian, which is
tabloid.
It used to be, well, it's leftist. At least they're honest. They're a leftist Marxist paper. They just want other people's money, so they're honest about it. But they've become more tabloidy, British tabloidy in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you read about this, I don't think the majority of postmenopausal white women are paying the majority of black women to come and lecture them. I'm sure, out of 1.52 billion Westerners in the world, I'm sure you're going to find weirdos and crazy people of all stripes. Okay. So the internet is a very fine net and it digs up very weird things. So I think this is This is not every woman going and doing it, but it doesn't shock me that it is. And it's also written by a nobody who's working for free. Her name is Poppy Noor. And once again, if you do not have as many Twitter followers as me, and you're in journalism, this is not a dick comparing contest. If your job is to be a public figure and be a journalist, you should be kicking my ass in social media. You should just be dominant in social media. And this is once again proving to you that journalism is dead. This gal has, I think, only 5,000 followers.
You have like 10,000, right?
I got 10. Again, I'm not saying look at me and my dick. I'm saying for a former economist banker who does this for fun on the side, I should have my ass trounced by a professional journalist, by someone who majored in journalism, who works for an actual magazine. You should have a lot more saying it. There's good old Atham. How you doing, Atham?
Atham, man. I'm a scientist.
Oh, you do look very scientific now. Look at you, a lab coat and glasses and everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, so, just came back from school.
All right, here we go. Why liberal white women pay a lot of money to learn over dinner how they're racist. And there's a picture of these two evil smug, one's black, I think one's East Indian. They're just evil, vile women. Yeah, they're just evil, vile. And then there's the nervous-looking white woman with blonde hair. A growing number of,
just looking for it. Found it. Okay.
A growing number of women are paying to confront their privilege and racism at dinners that cost $2,500.
What?
Freshly made pasta is drying on the wooden banisters lining the hall of a beautiful home in Denver, Colorado. Do you get the impression this might be written by a woman?
Oh, you think?
It's going to be a long-ass article. Fox hunting photos decorate the walls in a room full of books. A fire is burning, and downstairs a group of liberal white women have gathered around a log wooden table to admit how racist they are. If you're leftist and you're still racist, is there any hope for anybody?
No.
It shows there's so many ways to go with this article, but one of the many ways to go with this article is to show you how dumb and brainwashed these women are and how little else they have going on in their life, that they're actually going to now forfeit part of their life to a bunch of hucksters, which, by the way, ladies, to any of the non-white females or males out there, if you can get dopey middle-aged white women to give you money and lecture them on racism, do it. You run Operation Evil all the way. You take the fucking money. So I have to tip my hat to these ladies who are in on this racket. But the women who actually do, if they had husbands, if they had a real life, would hubby or anybody be allowing that to happen?
You know what? My knee-jerk reaction is to say no, but dude, I've met a lot of like soy husbands in the last
but not a masculine one who's got. If I ever came home and I found a bunch of gals in my basement lecturing my wife about how, and I found out shit, I'm like, they're all out. They're all out. And maybe, if it was Texas, maybe none of them would ever leave again. You know, it'd be like, oh, yeah, they're invaders, Your Honor. There would be a divorce immediately. I don't care if I lose half my shit. I'd be like, nope, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. But I don't think most of these, if they are married, they are married to pansified soy boys who would even let this shit happen.
Man, look how ugly they are.
But if you look at them, they're all ugly. They're all overweight. None of these women are, if they're married, they're not happily married, but most of them are single. I mean, you scroll down here, there's a bunch of Karens. It's a bunch of 50-year-old Karens.
I love how that meme came about.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is, I'm
not going to read through the whole thing because it's way too long of an article.
Yeah.
No, but recently I've been driving around seeing a black person and having an assumption they're up to no good, says Allison Gubser. Immediately after that, I'm like, that's no good. This is just a human doing their thing. Why do I think that? This race to dinner, a white woman volunteers to host a dinner in her home for seven other white women, often strangers, perhaps acquaintances. Each dinner costs $2,500, which can be covered by a generous host or divided among guests. A frank discussion is led by co-founders Regina Jackson, who is black, and Saira Rao, who identifies as American Indian. They started a race to dinner to challenge liberal white women to accept the dude. I would just love to get Regina and Sarah like get them a couple drinks in and say, okay, come on, guys, how'd you do this? This is brilliant. How'd you? And they'd be like, yeah, man, these white broads are dumber than fuck.
Because you can choose what you identify by. I thought that.
No, I think she actually is Sarah
yeah?
Rao. She looks American Indian or American Indian, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
The whole, it doesn't matter what these women are. They're hucksters.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They're charlatans. All right. But I gotta tip my hat to them, man. That's just great. It's like, you go. You take those liberal white women's money, you go, man. They might even vote Republican behind closed doors. You never know.
If they're really smart, they set it up as a nonprofit, so they don't have to, claim any of that income on their personal tax return.
Well, yeah, but how do you transfer the money from the nonprofit to the individual? They got to take a salary, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so they got to pay
$2,500 a head. Wow.
No, not a head. $2,500 for one dinner.
Oh, okay. So,
but a man can live on $2,500 a day.
A day?
Yeah, $2,500. Let's say you had dinner every night. I think this is a side money operation for them. I don't think there's that many. Okay. See, this is the thing. This is the shock and value part of the article. There's not that many liberal white women forking over $2,500 of their money to be told they're racist. Yeah. It's just that this one weird thing that happened out of 2 billion people is going to make the news. They started Race to Dinner to challenge liberal white women to accept the racism, however subconscious. If you did this in a conference room, they'd leave, Raul said. But wealthy white women have been taught never to leave the dinner table. What? Raul and Jackson believe white liberal women are the most receptive audience because they're open to changing their behavior. No, you target them because they got money. They don't bother with the 53% of white women who voted for Trump. White men, they feel are similarly a lost cause. White men are never going to change anything. Yeah, we just fucking stopped a whole bunch of viruses and Nazism and communism. And what did they ever do? If they are, they would have done it by now, Jackson says. White women, on the other hand, are uniquely placed to challenge racism because of their proximity to power and wealth. Let me ask you this, Chad. Do any of these women look like they'd be close to power and wealth?
Not just the way they look in terms of a physical appearance. No. They're single.
That's a given. Yeah. If they don't hold these positions themselves, the white men in power are often their family, friends, and partners. My wife ever stabbed me in the back like this? Get the fuck out of here. It seems unlikely anyone would voluntarily go to a dinner party in which they'd be asked one by one, what's a racist thing you did recently? Look at this fucking original sin. This is a fucking Spanish Inquisition by 2 women of color before appetizers are served. But Jackson and Rao have hardly been able to take a break since they started these dinners in the spring of 2019. So far, 15 dinners have been held in big cities. What do you mean take a break? They had to go to other big cities. This is about 1 1/3 dinners per month. Like I said, this is not a big. Let's do some math here.
$30,000. 2,500 times 15 times $30,000.
Right. I'm trying to figure out how many women. So let's say 10 women most. 13 dinner. 15. 150 women. That's not a lot.
Yeah, that's only 200.
Out of 150 million American women. The women who sign up for these dinners are not who most would see as racist. They're well-read and well-meaning. Oh, well, there we go. They are mostly Democrats. Some have adopted black children. Look at all these fucking indulgences of the Catholic Church. Well, you've done this, you've done that. Many have partners who are people of color. Some have been doing work towards inclusivity. Geez, you marry someone of a different race and you still think you're racist. But they acknowledge they also have unchecked biases. They are there because they know they are part of the problem, want to be part of the solution. Well, fucking kill yourselves, ladies. As host Jess Campbell Swanson, because of course we have to have
a hyphenated name.
They're gonna have a hyphenated name, yeah.
That's a real tell.
I want to hire people of color, not because I want to be a white savior. I haven't explored my need, blah blah blah. Smith, it's a bunch of feel good crap. Yeah, it's fat, ugly white women with tattoos on the back.
Do they have tattoos?
Well, there's one. We don't have to go. Like I said, it's a shock piece.
Well, I see it. Yeah.
because there's not that many women who are doing it. You could find God Almighty, you can even find a Mexican to major in chemical engineering. I bet. Athan, what do you have a test? Oh, you got a cigar.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like steam coming up from a test tube. You actually do look like such a chemist right now.
I should try that, right?
Right. So anyway, Nonstop Dre. Yeah, women are independent-minded in college education. No. The most independent-minded women who you think would be forward-thinking, progressive Democrat women are the most brainwashed sheep ever because they don't even think about, well, wait, maybe I'm not racist. That thought never crossed their mind. They're willing to pay $2,500 to have two other gals come in and tell them why they're racist.
I don't get it. I just don't. Well,
what else are they going to do? Like, you think there's an engineer? You think there's a real person among all these women there? Are they just, either they got a dopey husband that just pays them money, or they're nonprofit workers, or they're professors, and this is just the latest thing they do in their career?
I was going to say, instead of doing this, why don't you put down the cheesecake, go to the gym, try to improve yourself?
Well, that take effort. Well,
we don't like work.
Look how scared they are of work. They'd rather pay someone to tell them they're racist. A lot of money, too, than actually... Hey, maybe we should... Well, I can't. Atham, you're the only one that can do it.
Yeah.
Actually, you can't. Well, yeah, but I don't think you got the right gender. I don't think any guy would tolerate this.
Well, I can say I'm gay. There you go.
Yeah, you can identify as whatever you want.
Well, that might get you in on the women's market. I don't know if you're going to get any guys. I don't think one guy, no matter how pansified, would listen to. The only way he'd listen is if his wife was there, because she'd give up the sex if he didn't attend. I don't think we could walk into a group of guys. Let me tell you why you're a bunch of dickheads, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's $2,500." Oh.
I think Dre is next again.
Let me scroll back up. Peanuts, women educated, Nonstop Dre.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even vote. There's too many stupid people. Do you vote? Do you vote?
Yeah, I vote.
You vote?
It's called a rear guard action. I'll slow it down as much as I can. I mean, yeah, a lot of times you're holding your nose, and like Trump, I wasn't a big fan of Trump. I voted for him anyway. Only reason is because the guy I wanted, I was going to go in and vote on the primaries. That's how much I wanted, and I was going to vote Ben Carson, the brain surgeon, because why the fuck would we want a brain surgeon as president? And then he dropped out that day. And so then it was like, well, fuck, it was Cruz and Trump.
Christie, what was his name?
Chris Christie.
Chris Christie, yeah.
Yeah, New York governor, or New Jersey governor.
New Jersey,
yeah. But then, then it was like, is he alive anymore, or did he die?
He's around. He's still, I don't know, unpopular.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, I voted for Trump because the fuck if I was going to vote for Hillary.
Well, next question's pretty timely.
Okay.
Aaron Liggett for $1.99. Why don't you guys like Trump? I mean, you did vote for him. So.
I did vote. I mean, I don't hate him either. I think he's crass. He's rude. He's disrespectful. I know this sounds petty and pathetic. He's not presidential. I still think it could be a firebrand. And you could be a renegade, but you don't make fun of John McCain, whatever you might disagree with him on, about not being a real war hero. The guy fucking spent years in the Hanoi Hilton. I mean, so there's some things where, the it doesn't hurt him in any effect. But yeah,
I agree with you on that one. I think
you like that.
McCain deserved. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Okay, I don't like John McCain. I'm just kind of like, really, Trump? Really, you're gonna say that? So the policies are, I'm okay with most of it. You got that tax cut in. I don't like them because we got deficit spending again. Well, I know you with your, I understand, but he's no fucking Ronald Reagan. I mean, this isn't a guy I'm getting excited about. But I don't know. Last time I was excited about someone was Ross Perot. Last time I was
1992.
1992. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, all right, Nonstop Dre again.
Nonstop Dre. I almost cry for college kids for speaking the truth. Oh, probably because if you do speak the truth in a class, you're gonna get a bad grade or get thrown out or something.
Yeah, I still like the time they asked him about what was it, something about your race or how you felt, and you're like, actually, I'm sick and tired of this. I just came here to get my degree, and then like everyone applauded him or something like that.
Yeah. It was. Oh, guess what the class was?
Diversity and dick sucking 101 or what?
Political science.
English.
Oh, English.
English?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and that's right. I got a few. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then the teacher quickly changed the topic.
Right. But who did you have to take English? Did everybody really need to take English the freshman year?
Yeah, I think I speak it well. I don't know, man.
Well, no, you do speak it well, but that. And
I
then
mean,
of all
we don't need a class. We don't need a class. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we're caught up
All right,
there.
We're all caught up. Let me go through some sponsors real quick here. I just have a handful of them. MGTOW's Guide to Retiring in Southeast Asia. I'm sorry, retiring on $200,000 in Southeast Asia. Written by Luca Vendetti. You can go to MGTOWbooks.com and get that there. Use the promo code Aaron, AARON, and you get 10% off. And then that way he knows that it came from me. Personal Finance 505. Actually, I'm going to put this in the chat room because, and I'm only saying this because it's true. If you search Personal Finance 505 and it doesn't lead to the book, I'll put this up here. That's the link you could go to. But if you search Personal Finance 505 in Google and it doesn't lead to the book, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Right. So you just can't look this up. You have to use this link in order to find that book. So
I'm going to click on it now just to see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
$99.97.
Yeah, I got a copy of it right here. $99.70. How thick do you think it is for $99?
It's probably reasonably thick, you would think. Oh, ooh, that's thin. I mean, do you think that's $100? Jeez.
It's $100. Hey, if someone makes one wise financial decision, they could easily make their money back from that.
Yeah,
book.
I guess that's
But I like
fair.
a little, or I don't know, this one for I think it's $22.95 for a fifth of the price. This is a little bit more thorough. Not that these books are in competition. I'm just pointing out to entrepreneurs, if you want to run ads, I'd like you to see make your money back, but you gotta have it priced right.
Yeah, that's true. I've never seen a book cost that much. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that wasn't like a college textbook, but
right. And how valuable are those college textbooks?
they're not valuable at all. I mean,
For
Atham,
engineering, they are.
do you have to buy new books every semester, or can you like rent them? Because at the end of my graduate school, you could rent them.
Yeah, you can rent them, or you can get them from someone, a friend. That's what we do. But I like to keep my books, at least the ones for STEM, calculus and all that. I'm keeping those. Yeah.
Are you worried it's gonna change or something or what?
No, for reference.
Oh, just for to have it handy at home.
There's no way I'm gonna remember everything I learned last semester.
Oh,
and calculus, for example, calculus 3, that's gonna come up later in fluid dynamics. So by then, I'm pretty sure I will have forgotten all of it. So I can always go back and look. Oh, okay, this is how you do it. Yeah.
See, Atham's already building up that British library where he has his pipe and there'll be a bunch of books. And unlike everyone in the movies, he's actually read them all.
I don't think the math-related books change that much. Math is math. Yeah,
math hasn't changed that much over the last 200 years.
Yeah, like English, they can just bullshit their way.
No, it's changed the past couple of years because of racist math.
Oh
because
god,
of privilege math. You got to bring that in.
I saw that article where math is racist. I mean,
was that Seattle or there's several other places it's happening?
Oh yeah, probably somewhere on the left coast.
Yeah. Another sponsor, the Catholic Red Pill by James DePrisco with our good buddy Mary Jo Rodriguez up there modeling. If you guys would like to hire Mary Jo for modeling, you can.
By the way, I'm sorry. I told you my dad wouldn't go for.
You wouldn't go for it. I know. I sent the picture, and your mom was like, "Nah, I don't think this."
No.
I'm like, okay.
I tried it myself.
Have a boring accounting book. I try. We also have the Pence Principle, which is at the bottom of the book stack. I'm not going to grab that. But basically, how not to get Me Too'd in the world of Me Too. That would be a mandatory. I thought it'd be timely with the Kavanaugh hearings, right? And Randy was asking like, "Oh, should I?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't expect once this whole thing and Vice President Pence is done, I think it's actually got a little bit more staying power because I don't see the, oh my God, I was raped, or oh yeah, he touched me. I don't see that going anywhere. I see that being a booming industry.
That's here to stay.
Yeah, I think so. Well, at least your ex, not your ex, but your most recent ex. At least she didn't like have you come to her place and then you had to film yourself to get out of it. I think that was.
Ugh. Yeah, I'll give her that.
Academiccomposition.com. Go to academiccomposition.com where Alex and his crack team of staff will write your college papers for you. All you got to do is go there, tell him what the topic is, give him the instructions, give him the outline, and he'll have somebody write it for you so that you don't have to. Also, he's always hiring. So go to academiccomposition.com. Let Alex know that the captain sent you. And he's always hiring for writers and advertisers and marketers. Are any of those jobs fun, gentlemen? You think they're fun?
No.
They are not fun. Don't go there like, oh my God, this sucks, man. I hate writing Marxist papers. Everybody hates writing Marxist papers. Even Marxists hate writing Marxist papers. That's why they're always pissed off. But if you're looking for money and you could do something, like you're working, look, think about it this way. Let's say you're a security guard, right? You're working, 12-hour shift at night, okay? Mm-hmm. And you make your $18 an hour, which is pretty fair for a security guard. That's about right. What if you could tack on another $12 an hour?
That's pretty solid.
Now you're making $60,000 a year.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to college for that bullshit. So I'm just saying it's something that you can add on to another job if you got the right type of job, and then you're set to go.
I heard from Alex recently, and he was telling me some stuff. I'm not going to talk about it here, but he's made some changes.
I hope for the better. I mean, his business was working pretty well too to begin with anyway, so I hope he's doing all right.
For his personal life, he's doing pretty well.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I know he moved around a little bit.
Yeah.
That was part of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have Pushing Rubber Downhill with my good friend Adam Piggott. Go to pushingrubberdownhill.com where you could get his book by the same name, Pushing Rubber Downhill. But you could also read his articles on his site, pushingrubberdownhill.com, and his podcast, which is available there in new splendiferous MP3 format. He's upgraded to MP3s. He's really hip with the kids now. As opposed to MP4s. No, he was in WAV files. I think he was saving
the
WAV file. Yeah. You remember from like 1988?
Yeah, the MIDI.
Yeah, huge data files, right? He used to save on that. So now he saves on MP3. We don't have to worry about it. You could download one of his podcasts in less than 3.5 hours. And that is it. That's all I'm going to do for the sponsors. That's all we're going to do.
We got a couple more super chats.
Let's go through them. I want to talk about this guy from KFC.
I think it's Ben Frank OG. It should be the next one.
Ben Frank OG. Nonstop train.
$5. Yeah, below that one.
Scrolling. Oh, Ray John's back in town. There we go.
Ray John. What's your take on the coronavirus? Japan in less than a week from 4 to over 80.
Don't care. Can I do anything about it?
No. They had so apparently there's confirmed cases here in Chicago. So the news people are getting everybody all worried about this thing. I'm not even giving it a thought. So
I'm not gonna. I think the regular flu kills 250,000 a year. What is a regular flu kill? Yeah, I mean it. Don't be old or frail. How does that sound?
Yeah, because the elderly are susceptible to this. I didn't know it was that high, though.
Here we go. 45 million illnesses, between 140 and 810 hospitalizations, between 12 to 61,000 deaths annually since 2010. Okay.
Wow.
So when this thing breaks 12,000 in the U.S. alone, let me know. Then I'm going to worry about it. Otherwise, you feel like shit, and then you stay in for a little bit. That sounds like the flu.
Yeah. Remember that whole SARS thing, probably like 15 years ago? That was a whole like worrying thing, and it was nothing.
Wasn't there like the pig virus or something? Or the
swine flu?
Swine flu.
Swine flu. I think that was the same thing, and everyone was so scared.
Hang on. How many people?
2003, maybe, I think is when it was.
This will be globally. Okay. Yeah. The 2009 flu pandemic, 18,000 people. That's nothing.
There was a flu pandemic in 2009. I didn't know.
And that was the swine flu, and it killed 18,000 people globally. That's nothing. Oh.
I think it's not the virus you have to be aware of. It's the fear. You know that they are closing ports and they're not. You cannot go to China right now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. I don't know. I wasn't going to China.
There may be a few things that you will not be able to find. Maybe,
Wuhan, China. There's some theory that China actually created this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the shortages. If they're, like N95 masks, you can find any right now.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
There are some funny, I mean, it's sad, but there's some funny pictures about people in China and Wuhan, like improvising for masks. Like they take water bottles or something and scrunch it up.
Yeah, but they're silly. I mean, you can just get one of these and it's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're conveniently located in the Wuhan province.
Yeah.
Right, made in Wuhan.
Wuhan.
Cynic in chief for another 2
opinions on the failure of Iowa's caucus app. Were you even following this thing, or
no? I don't. Chad, I am so angry to begin with, and I have all this shit piling up on top of things that I didn't really pay attention. Even if it is good news like this, all I know is that they're blaming it on 4chan.
What? They're blaming it on 4chan?
Yes. The Democrat Party is blaming it on 4chan trolls, not their ineptitude or their lack of IT. Well, it's a microcosm of what's going to happen with communism. These fuckers can't run a restaurant. They're all in student loan debt. They can't run their lives. They can't even run a fucking vote. And this is always what happens is everybody wants to be the leader in a communist country. No one wants to do the fucking work. Zimbabwe. Hey, let's get rid of all the white farmers. Oh, you mean with the people with the expertise and mechanical know-how to make the farms run? Yeah, let's get rid of them because they just show up and take their white dick and bless the land with it. And then the motors just work. And then they're like, can the white people come back and maybe farm, huh? It's like, no, these are fucking incompetent people. It's not 4chan. And you know what? What was 4chan supposed to do? Hack it? What, I guess. You couldn't. And how many people vote? Hang on. Let's look this up. How many people vote in the Iowa caucus?
I had a conservative client in my office yesterday, and he was talking about this. And he said, if they can't get this right, how are they supposed to get like Medicaid for all or Medicare for all and all these other things? Health insurance for all.
Process background. I just want to know how many, because what's the worst resort they could have done?
The
for
worst
tallying these votes. What's the worst that would have came to happen?
If a certain somebody was actually the one that won. Is that where you're going? Because
no. Like, the counting don't work.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what can they do?
What can they do?
Well, you count the votes manually. That's why. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Okay, 170,000 people. All right. So you get 100 volunteers, and they each got to go through just shy of 2,000 ballots, and they tally them up, and you add them up. How hard is that?
Dude, I just
know how to do that anymore.
I found an app. I found an app they can use to help themselves with this.
I know, but like, how many days has this been? Has it been a week now?
What was that, Monday or Tuesday? I think that was Tuesday. So it's been 3-4 days.
What they should have done, and shouldn't you be doing a manual count anyway?
You would think, just
for auditing purposes, right? I'll make sure you're the Democrat Party, because they would never steal an election from anybody for an establishment candidate, would they?
Well, the guy that was in my office told me, like, he thought, and I know conspiracy theories, whatever. He thought this was happening because it looked like Sanders was going to run away with it, and they do not want him to be the nominee. So
are they going to put Elizabeth Warren in? I mean,
well, they saw it from him last time.
Yeah, they did.
Did they steal it from?
Oh yeah, no, Sanders in 2016. He was really going strong, and you know who used her money, power, and influence to neutralize him.
Because Sanders was a bigot, or not bigot. He was a
socialist.
No, a misogynist.
Oh, misogynist.
Remember when you didn't vote for Donald Trump? You got called a misogynist. Remember that? Those are good times.
I had some problems with that one. It was so fun. Ray John's the man. $10 Canadian. He's stealing your idea. I want to make a living selling lies to women. I want to write a book called Single Moms Are for Grown Men Only. I also have t-shirts to sell that say stretch mark lover on it.
Yeah, but there's a guy who already wrote that book. It's Derek Jackson.
Like selling lies to women?
Yeah, this is the original. Him and Matt Hussey. Hang on, let me get these guys up. I know his name's Derek Jackson because it's spelled Jackson with
an X,
JXN. And he's a good-looking black dude. He's jacked. I think he's dating a white woman or married to a white woman. And he writes that, single moms are for grown men only. And he targets desperate single moms, black predominantly single moms. And the guy has 63,000 Twitter followers. And all the women, they can't see through it. They can't see through it. This guy just makes, and he's married to a white gal, I think.
You think it's a pseudonym or it's a real name?
No, I think it's a pseudonym. Who names his kid Jackson? Jaxn. But you can see it's pandering. But that's what I want to do. The problem is, well, there's no problem for him. Just think, he makes like 6 times the amount of money I do. Writing books for single moms. I mean, come on. What? And it's you don't even need a lot of intelligence to see this guy's a fraud. You could probably look him up and find out, oh yeah, he is married to a white woman. Guy probably votes Republican too. He just wants the cha-ching, cha-ching. That's all.
Shame he's not a, hot, young, 21-year-old woman with huge cans that they can show off.
No. Syndicate chief. Cappy is safe. Coronavirus hasn't affected the Somalis. I don't think they... I don't know what they get. I know they bring cockroaches.
Somalis.
Yeah, because they don't clean up their luggage, and then all of a sudden you'll get a cockroach infection in one of the low-income housing units. And
well, why don't you take a drive up to North Minneapolis? Isn't that where they are?
No, they don't. I used to live in it's called Ghettos in the Sky. Its official name is Riverside Plaza. But the Somalis have always been there since I've been here. This is not actually new. I think just the rate that it's going in has increased. But there's always been a token amount of Somali immigrants, and they lived in Riverside Plaza. They still do. That's the neighborhood, which is, Atham, look this up. It's on the west side of the Carlson School of Management. So you could visit Little Mogadishu and throw a rock and hit the Carlson School of Management.
Well, they're
right across the street from each other.
That's how what's-her-face got elected. Ilhan Omar.
Ilhan Omar, yeah. She's from that district, yeah. So she gets the university students are just like, oh my God, I'm voting for Somali. I'm voting for Somali. I'm independent-minded. And then the Somalis are like, what are they letting us in? Come on, let's go. But yeah, that's and that's not that bad of a neighborhood. It's not that bad. You go down Franklin, it gets a little worse. That's where our first tent city formed. But then North Minneapolis is across the river and north it's northwest of that area by a good 7-8 miles. And then that's where your traditional American black community is, not an immigrant black community. And that, I don't know. I'd have to look up the crime stats. That has not been that bad as of recent. I don't know why. I know East Side St. Paul, that's the bad part of St. Paul. That's gotten more notoriety.
Did we visit when I visited, did we go anywhere near these parts?
I'm trying to think. We probably went close to it when we were on 394. You wouldn't see it because the interstate blocks it, but to your immediate north was North Minneapolis. But there's no reason. It's like Southside Chicago. There's really no reason to go to Southside Chicago. It's like, oh my God, I'm afraid of the black people. It's like, no, there's nothing to do on the south side of Chicago. There's some jazz clubs. I'll grant you that. There's some good jazz clubs. But it's not like the north side where that's where all the fucking shit is going on. Yeah,
just stick to Green Mill. You don't have to go down there for that.
Yeah, there's nothing really going on. And it's the same thing with North Minneapolis. I mean, it's a residential community. There's a handful of bars, but there's no commercial district that you would go to otherwise. I had a buddy live smack dab in the middle of North Minneapolis, and he like, we got this great deal on rent. It's dirt cheap. And I'm like, where is that again? He's like, Lawrence and Broadway. And I go, oh, not Lawrence and Broadway. That's where you live.
Yeah,
that's where you live. I'm not thinking of Greenville.
Lawrence and Broadway.
Broadway is off the interstate. What was the cross section?
Martin Luther King.
No, I don't even think we got one of those.
I know. I don't know. An old Chris Rock joke.
I forgot. It's Broadway and Gerard and Broadway.
Gerard.
And we go there like, I tell you why you got a cheap rent. This is the shittiest part of town. Nice going. And they had their car broken into, of course. So,
Aaron Liggett is the next one.
He's a new guy, isn't he? Aaron Liggett.
I thought I'd seen him before. $1.99. Democrats counting with Common Core math. Yeah. Common Core.
And then Juan. Hey, Juan's back.
He was saying when we first started that he went to that wedding and it was really bad. So for $1.99, thoughts on sideshows? I sometimes go to them. Fun.
What are sideshows?
I don't think I've ever been to one. Sideshow Bob?
Are you talking drag shows if we're talking about gay stuff beforehand?
Sideshows. We'll see if he clarifies.
Sideshows. Yeah. We could ask, what's a sideshow?
I'll yell, Alexa, what's a sideshow?
The noun sideshow is usually defined as a minor show or exhibition in connection with the principal one, as at a circus.
Sort of similar to a circus. It's like a minor.
Yeah, I know what an actual sideshow is.
Alexa, order dildos.
Good thing I got these in. Otherwise, Alexa.
God damn it.
Okay, here it is. Sideshow. This is official town business. The sideshow started at last 20 years ago. I'm reading how they spelled it. In deep East Oakland, California, in the ghetto Eastmont Mall parking lot. Now it can happen anywhere that Oakland people congregate. See, this isn't Oakland near San Fran?
Yeah.
Okay, so this must be a San Francisco, because Swan's in San Francisco. We might show up in your next city. It is an impromptu car show. We ride the strip, stunt, get at, or mingle with the opposite sex, do donut. Oh, so it's Fast and Furious type of guys.
Okay.
They they just race their cars or something like that.
I wouldn't mind going to something like that and just watching.
Sideshow would be okay, yeah.
Yeah.
A car show? Is that basically it? A car show?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
So Nonstop Dre, $2. Book idea for Aaron. Basic math for Democrats.
It wouldn't read it. They just don't. They don't even want to do any. Look, how hard is it to understand the federal budget?
It's not that hard if you look on the Treasury page.
Addition and subtraction, maybe division if you want to do percentages. We're talking no more difficult than fourth grade math.
Too many zeros, man.
No, you could cut off the zeros. Shit, you assume most people know the difference between $1 billion and $1 trillion, which they don't. So I cannot explain how little respect I have for teachers and how little respect I have for Democrats when it comes to basic math. I guarantee you the vast majority of Democrats, even Congress people, they probably don't know what $1 trillion or $1 billion is unless they're sitting on the budget committee. All they know is they want more money. That's all they know. And they've never bothered to look up, well, how much are we spending now and how much can we afford? They've never looked that up. We caught up?
Yes. I don't see anything else.
All right. Paul Johnson, KFC worker, first degree class. KFC worker with first class degree from college, became millionaire drug dealer after becoming disillusioned with the job market. A fast food worker built up a multi-million pound fortune selling drugs via the dark web after he became addicted to dealing in vast amounts of illegal substances. Paul Johnson worked at KFC after getting a first-class degree in business studies, ran his postal drug business from his attic at a home in Market Harrowborough, Leicestershire.
Oh, this is in the UK. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the UK. Multi-billion pound. Pounds are basically 2 to 1 US dollars, so it's even more.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Johnson's 28-year-old wife, Leah, was said to have turned a blind eye to her 32-year-old husband's criminality, which he funded the cash purchase of their 175,000 pound home and 2 cars. The drug payments were made by digital currency Bitcoin concerning importation and distribution of almost 200 kilos of ecstasy, cannabis, heroin, cocaine, and other illegal substances. At Lancashire Crown Court, Judge Nicholas Dean, QC, described Johnson as a major importer of drugs. Johnson pleaded guilty to acquiring criminal property, a quantity of money between 2015 and 2017, as well as supplying Class A and B drugs. Leah Johnson admitted acquitting criminal property, their home, and both defendants admitted similar counts in respect of both cars. Paul Johnson was jailed for 8 years while his wife was given a 2-year jail sentence, suspended for 2 years. What was his degree in?
Oh man, it could be anything that is bad.
I already read it. It was business. He
Oh.
majored in business.
Yeah.
Which, if you're wondering how business is spelled, because back when I went to the Carlson School of Management, it was business. Now they've upgraded it to business, which is BIDNAAAAAYYYYYYZZZZZ. Business.
I thought it was spelled DEBT, but maybe not.
No, it's spelled COCKSUCKING.
Carlson. No.
Carlson School of Management. Yeah, I just found it. He got first class degree. I don't know what school he went to, but ends up working at KFC. It's nice to see that the worthless degree epidemic is all over the
I'm glad they have KFC in England. Who knew?
Dude, it's huge over. I think in Japan and China. It's
Yeah,
huge.
Japan is huge.
Is
Japan?
it huge?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You know the Japanese.
They call it Kentucky in Japan, not KFC.
They just call it Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah. Yep.
Didn't even know what that means. Like that'd be us calling a place, a restaurant Kyoto.
Well, yeah, I know.
There are
No,
sushi
no,
places.
no.
You don't name that.
Yeah, but usually it's just Kyoto sushi. It just said, "Hey, let's go to Kyoto." Then people be like, "What? Catch a plane and fly ungodly numbers of hours across the Pacific?"
Well, Japanese.
There's a place not far from me called Little Osaka. It's pretty good sushi.
I have to try it out. Now I kind of want to get poke bowl.
Go to Mariano's for that.
Where's that? Is that conveniently located in Chicago?
It's across the street from me. I guess they don't
Well,
have
right.
it up
So I gotta drive the 8 hours with good traffic to get
Well, hold
there.
up. They don't have Kroger or Mariano's in the Twin Cities?
No. Oh, it's a
It's
grocer.
not. Yeah, it's a grocer. It's not.
We have. Excuse me. It started in the Edina. It was called Byerly's, and we have Byerly's, and they merged with Lund's, and now it's Byerly's Lund's. And please, Kroger, don't even approach us. Okay, we're so every day I need attention.
Yeah.
And then there's Kowalski's, and they're pretty good competition, but they're not Swipple. They're Polish, so we don't go to Kowalski's. It's Lund's and Byerly's. Ask your buddy who he dropped off in Every Day I Need Attention. He'll tell you about
I will ask him. Surely you guys have Whole Foods there, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't. Look, I want to minimize the number of douches I see in a day. I don't need to go. I don't need to smell patchouli when I do my grocery. Look, the fact that I let the GF shop at Trader Joe's, because they do get some good deals there. I'll grant them that. I like the business model of Trader Joe's. But she's like, "Do you want to come in and shop with me?" No, I want to shoot everybody in the fucking place. Just let me sit here.
You want to
And
really
you can just see him. You can just see him walking out. All these limp dick guys and like these women who would pay $2,500 to be lectured at about racism. You just look at me like,
You want to really have some serious problems? Go to Oregon, and then my sister only shops at Trader Joe's. Man,
Yeah.
the people in there.
Oh, no. I dated long time ago. I dated a hippie chick, and she was a vegan, and she liked me for what she was a nice gal too. She took me to the Wedge Co-op in the Twin
Co-op.
Cities. Oh God,
That's all I needed to know. Co-op.
fuck. Like, oh no.
Aldi's
Okay,
a good
we-
one too.
Here, DJ Aftershock.
I've seen dunces with literal $10,000 square feet house, Benz Z Coupe, and 5 kids, all while just having a BBA and being vice president at some Toyota dealer. I have a few clients who sell cars, used and new.
Yeah.
You You actually make a lot of money
Good
doing
money,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, like six
put-
figures.
You put the right person in the right car. Look, purchasing a car is the second behind your liberal arts degree, the third largest purchase you're ever going to make in your life. Over the course of your life, unless you're an idiot and you get a master's, it's going to be the second largest purchase of your life. But then again, for a lot of people, they may never afford a home, so maybe it's the largest purchase in life. In any case, if you could collect a 1 or 2% cut because you get the loyalty of people and you put them in a car that's reliable, yeah, you could totally make some good money as a car dealer. But he didn't have his MBA.
Who needs one of those?
God.
Just to say, like, these guys are working weekends, holidays, nights, so they really do work for it.
Are you saying that I'm going to have an average income if I work the average 40 hours per week?
Why, yes, you little lemming.
Oh, wow. I thought I was just going to make the 6 figs.
Be a good taxpayer, huh?
That's it. Do you mind if I go through a little bit of fan mail real quick to clean up my inbox?
Sure.
This is a short one from Raphael. This is not really a request. I just really like your stuff. I live in Brazil. I've listened to many, many hours of your videos. Keep making them. Yesterday, I was sleeping in my car and traveling and listening to your videos. It was really a nice experience. Keep putting more stuff out there. You are funny as fuck. And that's from Raphael in Brazil.
Nice. The Brazilians really like you, it seems.
We get a fair amount of, well, Brazil's also a very populated country. I think it's 300 million. Yeah, I think it's just the same size as the United States, just a little bit smaller. Brazil population.
Really?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's 209 million. I'm sorry.
209.
But it's still it's not a dinky little country either. So we get a fair amount of people from there. I'm surprised they speak Portuguese and English. I don't know there's no real English speaking countries down there, is there?
No, they teach at school.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
When I visited, I know it's not Brazil, but when I visited Buenos Aires in Argentina about 5 years ago, like everybody I came across spoke English.
Really?
Without
Okay.
exception, yeah.
That's good. I like it. That's one thing I appreciated about going to France. Everyone spoke English and I didn't have to learn French. Aaron, my husband sent me your YouTube video this morning. I just wanted to thank you for doing that. I wish you guys weren't so vulgar so I could play it loud enough for my children to hear, but I digress. This was a guy sent me. Oh, this guy, him and his wife are hardworking people in a European country. And she decided to stay home and raise her kids, and she caught a shit ton of flack
Really?
from her colleagues. Yes. So she appreciated the video, and I told him to say, well, I guess those aren't your friends now, are you? And look at what it's become, where society is now arguing against you raising your own fucking children. I mean, you got to just step back. People are now arguing against you raising your own children.
The hell is this world coming to?
Well, right. Literally. Like what, you're not going to raise your own children? Is the peer pressure that bad? So I'm glad we convinced this young lady that's okay to raise her own children. Not a question, just a genuine thank you. You could skip the rest if you're only interested in making money. I genuinely hate feminism. They are not for women. First generation feminists were at least not anti-woman, but their work has been morphed into hatred and vitriol. My biggest frustration currently is that I have no network of other stay-at-home moms to lean on. Every time I get set up, they suddenly get a job. I'm supposed to congratulate them. Oh, that's so great. When I really want to scream, damn it, now who am I supposed to work out with? Even she's failing. Why is she failing?
You got me. I'm not like,
I know you'd like to have friends around, but what's the number one thing when you have a kid?
Well, I mean, you want to have family around too. Like,
What? You raise your kid. I'm sorry you lost your workout partner. That must really suck. Do you want to lose your kid instead?
Gotcha.
Now, who can my kids play with? Who can I talk to during the day? My 3-year-old is not capable of stimulating conversation. No, they're not. They're really not. Although I do love the little 3-year-old. I don't know how, because you can play jokes on them and there's so much adventure you can do. I have 4 children. We were enlisted in the military when the kids were young, and we lived simply and modestly. We were heavily in debt due to school and poor choices, but we realized there was a huge difference between wants and needs. We are now debt-free, except for the house, and it has taken years to get here. Simple cars, no vacations, and willingness to move for more money has given us financial freedom, strong faith. belief in the sanctity of marriage, putting our family first, and keeping my yap shut. No, she didn't say that. Has Maid given us peace and happiness? I'm grateful for my husband and try to support him in any way I can. The more he is able to be successful means we are successful. What a concept, huh? Like a team approach?
Yeah, I was going to say that's teamwork.
Yeah. Chad, why were you so sexist not voting for Donald Trump?
Well, I mean, I was so sexist for that because I wasn't supporting, Hillary.
Boy, you gotta pledge fealty, don't you? It's not enough that you didn't vote for Trump. That would, I think, make her happy. Oh no, you're a misogynist because you didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
Like, how's that not like outright coercion?
You know, it happened to me too, right? I told you about that lady.
No, you got in trouble?
Kinda. She asked me, "What do you think about this Kavanaugh thing?" I was like, "Honestly, I don't care."
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're donkey, you're not a woman. I was like, "Fuck you."
Was this your professor?
No, she was. She was a caving body.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but caving. Weren't you saying they're all like boomer hippie leftists? I mean,
yeah,
by far the youngest one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Most of them are leftists, which is fine. It's just that don't include me in that shit, man.
Yeah,
I didn't think
I'm here just to cave.
I'm impressed that a leftist would actually do that type of physical activity.
Right.
So.
No, I'm impressed too. You see some manly leftists there, but they're leftists nevertheless.
You'll occasionally see, like in Colorado, you'll see some, ripped leftist dudes and some gals that are in shape too. Now, the girls won't be wearing makeup and they'll kind of look like the guys. But yeah, there's some guys with hair buns where it's like, yeah, 98% of the guys with hair buns, my little niece could probably take out. But that 2%, there's some badass motherfuckers where you're like, oh yeah, you could hike across Moab in a day and just be fine. So every once in a while, you'll see a masculine leftist. I'm grateful. Other women just don't feel this way. It is disheartening to not find other women to socialize with. I'm not depressed. It's simply not in my nature. I just miss genuine friendship with other like-minded women. I'm tired of pretending to be happy when I lose another one to the slavery of the workforce. Well, yeah, but what are you going to do about it, dear? Again, I appreciate your video. It felt so refreshing to hear you just telling all the truth. Thank you respectfully, Jen. And so we'll leave it at that. And that will go into the book archives. I got a more interesting one I'm saving for a theoretical would-be book. On
average, how much fan mail do you get per day or per week?
Oh, I don't even get a full fan mail. Some's happened. I think if now that blog has died down, because I used to get like at least one death threat a month, and I'd get 2 or 3 pieces of fan mail. Now it's like one fan mail every 2 months, and I haven't had a death threat in 2 years. So it's not as common as you think it would. Plus, there's just been a proliferation of many other podcasters and bloggers that I'm not the only game in town. So, I could imagine, back in the day, you used to think like when there was a radio show, like, oh wow, that's a radio celebrity, and now it's like, yeah, well, everybody is radio celebrity. Oh wow, that was Stephen Mullen was really big. Well, yeah, but now there's hundreds of thousands of podcasters doing that. It's just he was one of the first movers.
He's really I don't know if you ever were a huge follower of his. He used to do the truth about this and that, and it was great. He no longer does it. He just streams. The whole business has kind of changed.
Well, have you seen how much he makes per stream?
He'll get regularly.
He gets like $100 donations every time.
Yeah.
What, really? If the guy makes $100 per donation?
I mean,
yeah. People donate like $100, and then you see like 3 of them,
Yeah, on the
at
top
the same
of
time.
the chat.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not blaming him.
Too.
I understand why he does it. I just miss the whole the truth about this.
Yeah, I don't watch him anymore.
Yeah, I'm going away.
It's kind of depressing as well,
Well, and think about this. He's obviously targeting a much larger audience that way, so it's helping out more people. Whereas us, we really like you to do this massive amount of hours of research and put together this 15-minute well-scripted video, which takes a shit ton of time.
Yeah.
I was amazed he could produce the material he did, especially being a kid and stay-at-home dad. I was just shocked at the amount of content he created.
He had a recent one where his daughter, you couldn't see her, but you could hear her. They were having their own talk about some subject. It was really interesting.
Oh, it was with the little kid?
Yeah, for I guess she's either 9 or 10. She had some interesting takes on some things. I was like, wow, you're definitely his daughter.
Yeah, well, it's amazing what happens when you spend time with your fucking kid and you don't leave it to
Yeah.
some like ghetto trash what's it called? Daycare provider.
Yeah.
They're not going to be talking about the peace principle, or what was it called? The violence principle. What is it where you don't
non-aggression principle?
The non-aggression principle. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Young Sykes for $5. Just want to throw you some money, Cappy. Thanks, Young Sykes. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Murray Saucedo, what's your best strip club store? I haven't gone to that many strip clubs. Have you guys?
Yeah.
I've gone to a couple. Like, I don't have a good story, except that one of them became a client because as a joke, I said, "Oh, you're going to claim all these dollar bills?" And then I gave her my card, and now I do her taxes. So,
well, there you go. That's
yeah.
I know. Atham, you got a good one? Because I really don't.
Yeah, I know.
No comment.
Oh, see, no, that's the best. Okay, fine. I guess we'll
It was
wait
in Tijuana. There you go.
No, okay. I've never been to Tijuana, so about the only thing I got is there's still. I'm pretty sure it's called the Lamplighter, and I taught at Johnson High School dance class. It was just down the strip. And another buddy of mine lived up the road from it, and said, "Hey, let's go to the Lamplighter." And there was no cover, and it was the Star Wars bar of strip clubs. Probably still is to this day. And that's what I liked about it. Like, you didn't have to buy anything. You could just be there, and it was a bar with basically, naked chicks walking around. What I like the most is you didn't know if you get like some hot looking new thing or you'd get a gal that had a scar. You really had no idea. There'd be chubby chasers, there'd be MILFs, there'd be hot chicks, there'd be Latinas, there'd be East Indian. They had the I Dream of Jeannie, the Middle Eastern gal with the Middle Eastern getup and all that. Even like it was all over the place. That's what I liked about it. So you didn't know what was in store when you went in. But otherwise, yeah, I haven't. There's been. I don't know. I don't think there's that many good strip clubs out here. They got the King of Diamonds. Sheik's is the really pricey one downtown where you're supposed to expect to spend $1,000 in a night. I was like, yeah, no.
I'll bet Dick's Cabaret is still there, like downtown Minneapolis.
It should be. Yeah.
There are a few in Reno, but they're not that good.
When I was working, like a long time ago, 2006, when I was in Minneapolis for work, that's where the coworker I was with wanted to go. So I'll get you.
Rick's Cabaret or Dick's Cabaret?
Oh, it might be Rick's. It was either Rick's or Dick's.
Rick's Cabaret.
It's Rick's, yeah.
Number one strip club. Ooh, doesn't have a lot of good reviews, only 2.7. All right, let me try Chic. Chic's may not be open. Chic's Minneapolis. Gentlemen's Club. Downtown Cabaret. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's in the same spot. Recognize the building. God, there's like a handful of them opening up downtown right before downtown hit the shit bed. But I think one was called Choice. Let's look up Choice. Choice Strip Club. Closed. Oh, that's no, wait. Oh, yeah, they just have it up. So that's closed. Yeah. I will not be taking you gentlemen to strip clubs when we come here. It's going to be a waste of time.
I mean, strip
even
clubs
Sebastian Joe's. What's that?
I just think strip clubs are kind of stupid. You get teased and then you pay money to
get teased again. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like going to a restaurant and paying just to look at the food and not eat.
Yeah.
Aaron, get a cash up so YouTube don't get a cut.
Cash App, I think is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. Cash App? Is that, do I plug that into YouTube or something?
So I have it on my phone. It's basically an alternative to like Venmo and Quick Pay. Okay,
yeah, but does it streamline into here? Because people tune into the show and to get their stuff read, they make a donation.
I don't think it would.
Yeah, I don't think it's. So it's
I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah.
Murray Saucedo. Who wins? Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder? I don't know who these people are.
I don't follow. Is it UFC or? Yeah, I don't.
Atham, do those guys look at all familiar to you?
You follow the?
No.
Tyson.
Baldoni would know. I don't know who those people are.
He will know, yeah.
I'll say Tyson Fury because I've actually heard of him. Juan Cabrera. Doesn't matter who the president is. I still have to put my boots on and go to work. Liberals can't understand that. They're triggered when I say that.
They actually believe there's a place where you don't have to put your boots on and go to work.
Huh.
Which then makes me wonder, what do you do?
We collect a check from the government.
Yeah, but what's your day? What's the average day like of a welfare recipient? That has got to be so fucking boring.
Watching, Days of Our Lives is still
Yeah.
around.
Wouldn't you put a bullet in your head after a while?
Yeah.
I mean, how long could you do that for?
I have an off season, and while I like, free time, it gets very uncomfortable for me when I haven't done something for a week. I'm like,
Yeah. Aaron, get a Cash App so you too. A Cash App. All right.
Yeah, Cash App.
I'll see if I can put that in there. All right, that's all we got. Oh no, we
there's
got
another
some
one for
more
Dre down
here,
there.
Dre.
You should let me on your show sometime. #diversity.
Well, what the fuck is Atham? What is he? Fucking Sven McSvendenson? What? He's not from Helsinki. I don't know where he's from. We just picked him up along the way, like a bad case of the cold or something. But God, how much diversity do we want? I got Mary Jo in here. We get the female and the Latina thing at the same time.
And I identify as a transgender lesbian.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Let's get our work done because it's almost on that 2-hour time. Thanks for being on the show, gentlemen. Chad, tell everybody where they can find you.
So my website is elkincpa.com, and there's a couple Amazon books that my dad and we write a tax guide every year. It's called the Elkins Comprehensive Tax Guide.
Good. Find that on Amazon. And then if you'd like to help out the show, go to olderbrother.com/donate. There's links there, PayPal, Patreon, of which you get something. You get access to behind the scenes stuff. And then the Amazon affiliate banner, that's the best thing. If you want to help out, doesn't cost you anything extra. Just do all your online shopping there. And guess what I get to do, gentlemen?
What do you get to do?
I get to do taxes.
Oh,
nice.
Ooh, I get to. What's funny is I have to do the exact same thing when we.
Wow, that's cool. And Atham
for
gets to do
myself.
homework.
Yep.
Look at this. It's just
Lots of
so. Yeah. God almighty. I can't wait till we're retired. All right. Atham, take us out correctly.
Toodles.